Funny that I just said present because I also just kind of got the message to talk about presence tonight for our warm-up. So I invite anybody who's here with us to just close your eyes, take a nice deep breath. And I just want to talk a little bit right now about one of the 15 spiritual workout concepts, which is be present. Be present. Now, if you haven't noticed already, spiritual workout is not the place where we come and learn about these concepts. It's not where we study them. It's not where we take in information and decide whether or not we believe certain things or not. This is just the place where we take these 15 pre-existing, universally spiritual, ancient concepts, do our best to demystify them and put them into daily practice. We have found and discovered, not surprisingly, that when we decide to live life as spiritual beings having a human experience, and we use these 15 concepts to maintain that perspective, that we are able to stay in that place. We are able to maintain that perspective. We are able to move through our daily lives with higher consciousness. So I want to just talk tonight a little bit about the concept be present and some of the ways that that shows up in our everyday lives. Be present, I don't know about you, but doesn't seem like we can go anywhere in the spiritual growth and development world without hearing about this concept. Be present, be present. The present time is the only time and place that anything ever happens. There is no past, there is no future. All we have is the present. And yet, that's not literally true. Well, it's true on that soul level, but it's certainly not true, on the level of human beings squeezed into these meat suits, flopping around planet Earth as human beings, where we actually do experience past, we do experience present, and we do experience future. So what's a spiritually conscious person to do in order to stay more and more and more present? Well, there are a few things. One thing we did right when we started was to just take a breath. So anytime that we choose to focus on our body, not just take the breath, but take a moment to feel the breath, take a moment to consider where the breath is coming from, take a moment to consider what it does to the body, whether we're doing something like that or just simply staring at a fingernail or touching our knee. Getting in touch with and paying attention to the physical body is a fantastic way to move into presence. And while there are some ways to argue the point, essentially the body's standing here, sitting here in the present moment, probably more present than our minds. So that's one way. Another way that we talk about here a lot is the expression of gratitude. When we can answer the question, what have I got to be grateful for right here, right now, today, these days? And we can come up with 5 things, and then 25 things, and then 50 things, and really develop what we talk about here as an attitude of gratitude. We will find that the mere expression of gratitude for what is brings us into the present moment, because we were talking about what is. We're answering that question because we just choose to, again, what have I got right here, right now, today, to be grateful for as a means. So it's one thing to simply intend to express gratitude. It's quite another thing to do is to use the expression of gratitude as a means to become present. My intention for expressing gratitude then is to express gratitude for its sake and to become present. That's a completely legit thing to do. Now, when we find ourselves in a spiral or a hamster wheel or the monkey mind going off into the future, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if? Well, that's all fine and well, but what if? Well, everything's good today, but what about tomorrow? So as soon as we hear ourselves asking that question, we know that we are out of the present moment because we are thinking about the future. And if we're really a little bit more conscious, we're going to start to see that as the more that we think about the future, the more unsettled we feel in our bodies, the more anxious we feel, the more nervous we feel. That feeling, spiritual workout wise, listening to inspiration, is all the evidence to know that we need to know that we're a little disharmonious, that we're a little out of alignment with the truth of who we are. Why? Because we're spending all our time in the future. Now, we talk here all the time about setting shiny and clear intentions for the future, but we do it by actually being in the present. Now, the other thing, the other place our minds tend to go is into the past. Well, remember when this happened? Remember when that happened? I want to talk to you about what you did 7.5 years ago. I want to talk about what happened to me when I was 9. Not that there's anything wrong with that. The quote unquote wrong part, if you will, is if we get stuck in those places. Just like thinking about the future makes us not feel so good, when we spend a lot of our time thinking about the past and we're conscious enough to feel the feelings associated with those thoughts, we're going to feel a lot of depression. So if we're feeling depression, that's something other than a big, giant, clinical, medical issue, but in the realm of the range of human emotions that we are all here to experience. If we stay stuck in that feeling, it, again, signifies to us that something's not right. Oh, I'm kind of dwelling on the past. I'm living in the past. What's happening right here, right now? And so to round out this, well, it's not exactly a conversation, is it? But to round this idea out, when we come back into the present and we're still concerned and worried and upset about things that happened in the past or things that might happen in the future, just see if you can start to entertain thoughts that are more neutral, that are still true, but don't have you in the future or the past. I am here. This is it. I am here. This is now. I am in a car. I'm having a conversation. I am listening to the radio. And just start to get used to uttering words and phrases and sentences that are in the present tense language. And that is an excellent way to grow that muscle, to grow that be present muscle, and to be able to snap back to presence whenever we notice that we're out of it. The last thing I'll say about this is it is often good practice when we are entering into anything. Here we are, we're going to spend 90 minutes in this class. Maybe you'll set an intention to simply be present for the class. You're investing time, you're investing energy in learning something, ostensibly. You can set all kinds of intentions, but setting an intention to be present for this class, for a meeting you might attend tomorrow, for a call you might do with a client if you're in the kind of business that I'm in, if you're going to a meeting at work, if you're going to have a conversation with your spouse or your partner. Sometimes simply just setting an intention to be present will keep you much more present during that interaction. So, nice deep breath with me, if you will. Hold on to all the good stuff, let go of the bad stuff. Let's work out some stuff.